Good evening, everybody. We are in Galveston Island tonight, taking the full brunt of this hurricane right now as it moves ashore and winds are beginning to shift around a little bit. We'll see how long we can bring you coverage here, but power's been out. Everybody just needs to be hunkering down and taking this one out because it's going to be a long night. We're going to have several hours before things eventually calm down here. We'll give you an update here in just a moment.
And Jim, we're down here in Brazoria County, and we're starting to get the fringe effects of the western end of that eye wall, and you can see what it's doing. Winds are howling here, gusting over 50 with horizontal rain. We'll check the Titan radar. More on Ike coming up now on EE.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. We are in Storm Alert here at the Weather Channel as Hurricane Ike draws dangerously close to the upper Texas coast. Ike is packing 110 mile-per-hour sustained winds right now. That's a Category 2 hurricane, but the category really doesn't matter because the bottom line is this is a big, strong, and potentially damaging, even deadly hurricane. And take a look at some of the video shot earlier today from Galveston. That seawall is 17 feet. You have a couple feet of sand, so easily in the 10 to 12-foot range. Waves are crashing up and over onto the Seawall Boulevard, and the waves continue to crash on shore throughout the day and even right now as well. So right now the power is out to Galveston Island, but not to our storm tracker. Jim Cantore is there live tonight. And Jim, you've been going through a lot of stronger and stronger winds and also rain coming down. Explain to the folks in downtown Houston or northwestern Houston who don't really have the winds as strong or the rain as strong what they'll be dealing with throughout the evening.
Paul, I'm sorry. Could you just repeat the question? Guys, if there's an open mic somewhere, we got to close that because I'm hearing voices and Paul at the same time. Paul, go ahead and repeat the question.
Well, you know, you've been going through stronger and stronger wind gusts. You're going through some right now as the winds come on shore. You're on the protected side of that building, but kind of translate what you're going through now to what perhaps folks are doing or preparing for, say, 50, 75 miles north of you on, say, the north or even the northwest side of Houston.
Well, I mean, basically what they're going to deal with is really kind of a ramp up pretty quickly with the winds, Paul. I mean, we're talking about winds that are going to gust, like you mentioned, up towards 75 miles an hour. And that's, you know, power's just going to go out. That's your first sign that you're getting into this. So that's what we had here at about 9 o'clock Eastern time or 8 Central, which is the local time here. So when the power goes out, realize that the things are going to get worse because the eye wall, the worst part of it, the gustiest winds are going to come on in and follow all that. And then the heavy rain will as well. And we see that beginning to happen a little bit down to the south toward Mike's Sidell as well. Looking at the radar, you can see all this rolling ashore. But what will be interesting to see what happens, Paul, is when we get into the southeast wind, because where we are here, we're exposed to that, and we're going to have to move our position. There's no question about it. We are protected right now on this side of the building from the northeast wind, so we're on the southwest side of the building. But once the winds come around from the southeast, we're exposed, and we're going to get hammered. Not to mention, we're going to see the water come up, and when that water starts to come up, that's when we're going to see a lot of the damage to some of the structures, if you will, that are right at the base of the seawall. Some of the shopping areas that I showed you today, especially if the center goes just to our south. If it goes right over us, maybe we'll luck out. We won't get as high a storm surge. We'll take it, obviously. But it's just really deteriorating fast. And what happened with Gustav, Paul, in a situation like this, was the fact that, you know, I'm watching this gazebo I'm standing under shake as I'm talking to you. But what happened is the whole circulation center basically collapsed right over us, even though we were in the middle of the thing. So, I'm wondering if that's going to happen in through here, and we never really get a break from the storm. So, things to keep an eye on for us as we go on in time. And, you know, when it gets ridiculous out here, we're going to cut it off for a while. But power's out. Everyone's hunkered down. Obviously, we need to keep doing that, and winds continue to find their way to where we are, Paul. So, they're starting to shift around a little bit and make their way up where we are here. This gazebo's shaking too much. You know what? We got to cut this. We got to cut this, guys. We're done. We're done. Back to you.
Hey, Jim, I'm going to pick it up here. Get inside. It's not worth it. We're outside here right now. We're okay.